Greetings all, welcome back to the Alaska Bigfoot Studies. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'm very excited because in just a few more weeks we're having our second big expedition with Beans Baxter and Rob Roy Menzies doing Bigfoot exploration. Now we always stay armed. I do believe that Bigfoot, especially in Alaska, can be negative. It can be very violent and it can hurt you, as we have seen in some cases, especially on the Kenai Peninsula. So I wanted to talk about what weapons the Bigfoot researchers carry when they're out researching, exploring the wilderness. And really a lot of it is what you would protect yourself from bears with, because we are way out in the wild. We are in Alaska. There are bears here. So a lot of it is identical with some exceptions, and that is the melee cutting weapons, because I believe you do give yourself a chance to fight your way to your firearm or your bear spray. If you don't want to carry a firearm, please carry bear spray out in the woods here. It actually works really good. It doesn't work in all cases. That's why I say firearm and bear spray. But especially since Bigfoot has kind of that open nose type gorilla nostril that Rob Roy Menzies talked to me about, bear spray is going to be very effective. Even an air horn, if you have to, you can blow a really loud air horn. One of my buddies, he is bear security for these lodges. He actually carries a shotgun, and 90% of the time, a super loud air horn just annoys the big brown bears and grizzlies that they're around and takes off, and doesn't have to shoot it or anything. So something to think about. Bear spray, air horn, I definitely suggest. Well, let's jump into the melee weapons. First of all, knives. I always like to have a survival knife. This is a Chris Reeve green beret. It's in S45 steel. It's one of my favorite knives. I have a couple sheaths for it. I always have something like this on my expedition. But if you want to take it even a step further, I have the Amok here. Now this is an actual survival knife slash melee weapon, because you can hack down trees with it. It is a thick chunk of tool steel. This is made by Three Dog Knife here in Anchorage, Alaska. Ran out of Northern Knives, the shop there. It's their in-house shop. So it's a semi-custom blade, but this is just made for hacking and chopping, and it is probably my favorite survival knife. It is a lot of fun. It's got that Tonto-like blade. Just amazing. So there you go. And now we get into one of my favorites, which is the Tomahawk. Now, me and Rob just gave Beans a Winkler Knives Tomahawk, and after looking at it, I want to get one now too. We got him it just so he would shut up about these Winkler Tomahawks. But anyways, I'll throw up the video of his reaction to it. It was pretty touching. He was super stoked about it. I'll throw up the picture there. But Tomahawks are a really good weapon to just get off me, carry it on your belt. This is a $40 cold steel hatchet, and I had this old guy in Wasilla cut it into a tomahawk shape. He also kind of redid the handle for me. But this, I mean, if you just want to spend 40 bucks, get something like this, turn it into a tomahawk. What a great weapon. The only problem with this is, you know, you hit something hard enough, you could lose the head of this or break it. One step further is this. This is more like the Winkler Tomahawk that we got Beans. This is an RMJ Tactical Eagle Talon. So this is got an all metal shank here. So you're not going to break this. You could throw it, you know, throw it at Bigfoot, get off me. But you can definitely hack, stab with each side. It's just a lot of fun. Just carry this on your belt if you're just a woodsman, an outdoors Alaska guy, you're in Montana or Wyoming or something. Everybody should have one of these in camp, you know, chop your kindling with it and then use it to defend yourself. I really think something like this against a big gorilla creature would be awesome, because they are more susceptible to hacks like this than, say, a grizzly bear that's got a lot more fat and a lot more hide on it, where you could just kind of piss off a Sasquatch if you hit it with this. So I would be very careful and make sure you come armed. Now, my favorite would probably be this Tomahawk. Now, this is a custom from Heavy Forge here in Alaska. And what he did is he actually forged the head of this. I need to get it refinished, but this is a lot tougher than that cold steel. And this is something you can throw and you can hack with. Probably the RMJ is a little better, but this is definitely sharper, and the head at least is beefier. So my favorite Tomahawk right here from Heavy Forge. Now, I definitely recommend bear spray at the very least, but you need to have a firearm. If you have to, and all you have is a 40 Smith & Wesson or 9mm, bring that. 40, of course, is better. I tend to lean towards 10mm, so this is the FN 510 Tactical. This is something I would suggest you bring out into bear country, and in case you see a Bigfoot, that's great. Revolvers are great too. I'm a big fan of the Ruger Toklat. This is a Ruger Super Alaskan and 454 Casull. This is going to put a hole in a Bigfoot, and if you get a good shot, it's going to put the Bigfoot down. So definitely something like that. The shotgun, of course. So in Alaska, a 12-gauge shotgun is your friend, and you want to have something like this in camp. I overbuilt this. It's kind of ridiculous. I got every attachment you could possibly think of. I had a lot of fun with it, but this is a great survival weapon, and this will definitely keep you safe from bears and a Sasquatch if he enters camp. The only problem with this, it does get kind of heavy. Luckily, I have a sling on there, so you are able to shoulder it. That helps a little, but a lot of people will go with a pistol because this will be very heavy hiking. Now we get to what I wanted to talk about, which is Harambe. Yes, that's right. The gorilla in the room, Harambe. I think it was in a Cincinnati zoo where the big gorilla was, trying to protect that little boy, and they shot the gorilla dead. Now, I researched what firearm and what caliber killed Harambe, and it's kind of hard to understand. I think somebody created an urban legend. Oh, it was a 375 H&H, and you'll see a lot of that on the internet. That's what killed Harambe, but I don't believe that's what it was. Initially, I thought it was more than likely a 9mm pistol until I did some more research to come to find there's actual emergency teams at zoos. They have to have this since they have dangerous predators like lions, gorillas, big tigers, big animals like that. They have these emergency response teams, and they have sniper rifles. Now, some people say it was a 300 Win Mag, and it could have been, but I really think it was a tactical 308. Probably very similar to this Remington 700. This is kind of universal ever since the 90s, of a 308 sniper rifle, and I got it built out in my Chris Kyle style there, but this is extremely accurate. I have taken a caribou with this rifle. I simply love this rifle. It is probably one of the most accurate rifles I have, and even out to 400 yards, it's good, even past that, but typically you don't need to make a shot like that. But from the stories about Harambe, the child was in between his legs, and Harambe was shot in the head with a sniper rifle. I do believe that it was a 308 Winchester round. Let me know what you guys think. But like I said, a gorilla or a big ape man is not going to have as much protection as a grizzly bear. It is going to be much easier to kill. I think even a 45 ACP, Beans Baxter carries one of those sometimes to fight to his 12-gauge. I think that would probably do the job against Bigfoot. Now, if you see a big hairy creature, don't just start shooting at it in the woods, because there's a 90% chance that it is a guy in a gorilla suit versus a real Bigfoot. The only time I would actually shoot a real Bigfoot if I was in fear of my life and it was in close range coming at me, then I would shoot the Bigfoot. But if I just saw a big hairy thing, I might want to investigate, but I would just not start blasting because there's probably a human being in a suit. So just keep that in mind. I do want to believe in Bigfoot. I haven't proved it yet, and I actually do believe in Bigfoot, but I think it's kind of almost an interdimensional being at times in some areas. In some areas, it's flesh and blood. I just don't know. It's a mystery, but it's really fun to go out and explore, and that's what we're going to be doing this summer and fall. So let me know if I got anything wrong, what you guys think, and stay safe out there, guys. Chuke signing out.